Nice things have been happening in South Africa. At the same time, terrible things have been happening in South Africa, man. I don't want to lie, man. In terms of the hip hop space, when I saw these things, man, I was sad. You know what I mean? I was sad. I'm like, because of this is the cause to effect type of thing. You know what I mean? If you have influence, you should check how you use your influence. You know what I mean? I am influenced by the great Proverb, man. And I saw him on the DJ Lemonka show, and there was this clip, man, that went viral last year, man, and I was not happy, man. And I got his point, but the way he addressed it, and he's a wordsmith, I feel like you could have found a better way of addressing the clip. If you don't have an idea of what I'm talking about, let me jog your memory. Like, here's the clip.
And you know what's heart-wrenching for me, Lemonka, is every time I interact with hip-hop heads now, they make me feel like I turned my back on the game. They say, Vep, now you found greener pastures, now you
think you're better than us.
Now I think to myself, where were you when I was paying to make this thing happen, to make it available for you, and you believe by hitting like on Facebook, you have supported me? Where are you when the school fees say the fees are due? When the bank is asking you for the bond repayments or whatever. No. Instead, the streets are telling me that I don't freestyle anymore, so I've turned my back on the game. Who are you trying to please now? If the kids are saying we need something to eat, can I spark a freestyle for them there? Is that gonna work? Can I go to the bank and kick it off the dome? Can I do that? Can I go to the stars and give you some of these punchlines? You understand?
Yeah.
No, but you know what you get? You get hurrah.
Right, so now tell me what. So I'm not gonna ask you to tell me what you think. I think I used to do that on episode 1. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Here's what I think. I feel like coming from an OG like that, like you know what I mean. It's similar to what Scoop once said. I think he was addressing the whole Casper situation. You know what I mean.
When I got into the genre, it wasn't like this. Now I got in here, I got my money out of it. I got to the top of the hill. Now I will shun it. And destroy the fire out of it and leave because of money.
I want to add on to that, right? In the beginning, he fought just as hard as he's fighting to leave, right? He fought to be in it. He fought to be like, hey, I'm going to be the next big thing in hip-hop.
Yeah.
And he proved it. But now he's fighting to, and just like you're saying, there's some kid coming up saying, Casper Nyovest. I'm rapping because of Casper Nyovest, Mr. Don Belito. You know what I mean? I want to aspire to him because he's a rap artist and he's making it. And now the kids is like, but this guy's fine to piano now.
Yeah.
So now where does that leave me?
You cannot diss the same culture that made you who you are. And I feel like Proverb, having gone to school, did this sound engineering, producing for DJ Fresh and working his way up. I followed his journey. I fucked with him 100%. He's my favorite South African rapper of all time until that particular clip. You know what I mean? You cannot diss the same culture that made you who you are. You know what I mean? Because if the culture is no longer saving you, it's fine to step away. All right? They did say that hip hop is a young man's sport. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still figuring that thing out because, like what Jay Jeazy said, they say like hip hop is supposed to be like this. And I stressed that whole thing and had longevity, right? But then South Africa and US, you cannot necessarily compare the two like that, you know what I mean? So Proverb, obviously, he went on to do other things like going to radio, do presenting, producing for idols, doing amazing things, right? So he wrote a book and he's promoting the book. It's his second book. Amazing. But then now to come in and diss the very same culture to say like, no, when you are no longer doing freestyle, you left the culture, you're doing this and that. If my kids know school fees, am I going to spark a freestyle for them? No, I feel like that's off pocket. From an OG like that, because I know Proverb is a composed person, you know what I mean? He knows what to say and when to say it, and I don't know what prompted that, you know what I mean? If that clip was clipped out of context, I would get it, but then from Proverb, he should find a better way of saying what he said. Because if you listen to the book of Proverbs, he has a song called I Have a Dream, though. If you know that song, I Have a Dream, I have a dream that your cat will sell platinum, minimum gold. We, all of us in the bars, touring all over Africa, you know what I mean? Speaking to a crowd, and they're not only reciting the choruses, but they're also reciting the verses, like the rap TV shows. Like, he had a dream, so I don't know what crushed that dream, but if that dream is crushed or that dream was well lived, there's young cats who are still looking up to you, you know what I mean, who still wanna have the same opportunities that you have, and even take it higher, you know what I mean.